to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
Feeling all right?
Feeling a lot better. Because I got the third shot, the booster shot on Friday.
Nice, good for you.
Yeah, so then I woke up late like an idiot on Saturday. Ended up watching the game. That was miserable. And then in the middle of dinner, like I talked to you about, like that I was going to, it hit me right in the middle of dinner.
Oh, yeah.
It was brutal.
Dude.
It was brutal. I went home, took 2 Advil, took like a 5-hour nap.
No, I've been
like, all right, I feel great now.
For a while, like after I got my first one, I was just like blah. And I took a nap and I just loaded up on Tylenol. I had to work like the next day. It was brutal.
Yeah.
I only had like an arm and a half.
Oh, jeez. It's the worst, yeah. Now, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, so you got it in your left arm, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. See, I'm left-handed. I got it in my right.
Yeah, of course. We're back, and Jay's a fucking idiot.
Well,
as we explained on
just
Twitter.
Just because it's true
doesn't mean I have
you have to say it. Yeah.
But yeah, follow us on that Twitter, at JJJacketsPod for all the updates for when Jay's being stupid and when we, inadvertently miss a week and a half.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of feel like a loner here in the fact that we haven't really canceled a show for you doing anything stupid. You need to change that at some point.
Oh, for me doing something stupid?
Yeah, just do something stupid. Like, take one for the team, dog.
We only missed a week because I went to Florida.
That's not something stupid, though. That's not you setting your alarm for 10:30 p.m. instead of 10:30 a.m.
What the hell was the last game against St. Louis? It was in St. Louis, that brutal loss.
Didn't they have another one? Or am I?
I'm pretty sure that's tonight in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a St. Louis game because that was the second disappointing game that happened on Saturday.
Right, that day. So Kepi's, because I remember our last Kepi was when we split the rookies.
Yeah. Kepi's easy. I think you went last time.
Yes, you're up first this time.
Easy. It's the BFF. Adam Boqvist is absolutely the Kepi. Are you kidding me? He's been unbelievable the last couple of games. 3 goals, I think, his last 2 games.
Good to see him back.
Yeah, it's awesome to see him back. It's I think it's taken him a little bit of time to really settle in. Mm-hmm. But I think he's finally found his spot, and I'm surprised because
third pairing minutes help. Like,
I think it definitely helps. Yeah, it definitely eats him in. Don't put him out there in those tough situations. I thought at this point in the season, because it's still pretty early. Like it's not absurdly early, but it's
quarter of the way
early.
Through. We're gonna go through like a standings watch later. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought at this point he would still be paired with Vlad. And, we've seen they decided to go with Vlad and Peak, which I think has been a pretty respectable pair. I think Peak's holding his own with Vlad.
Vlad's doing his thing.
If Vlad's doing his thing, he's honestly probably I think he's absolutely your second best defenseman. I love Vlad. He's probably one of the most underrated players in the National Hockey League.
Which we'll get to another underrated player here in a minute.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, no, I'm surprised. I'm very, very happy to see that Boqvist is doing this. Really without an elite partner.
Right. And as long because back when he was in Chicago, he was pulling top minutes with a deteriorating Duncan Keith, and
And that was a tough spot to put him in. That was a really tough spot to put a young kid like that in. And
he held his own in there. Like
he struggled, but I mean, all things considered, you know, he did his best. But I mean, I'm looking at his player card right now. Jay Fresh guy.
Did y'all know he's a Jay Fresh Patreon? Did y'all know that?
Just to remind people, it's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week and a half.
His WAR percentage is 79%.
Not bad. I like that.
Even not bad. That's pretty damn good. I mean, his even straight defense is 23%, which isn't great, but 85% offense, and he's an offensive defenseman, so this is what you should be expecting.
Oh, yeah.
Finishing at 93%.
Well, I think because, you know, you put him on the third pair, and he's got Gavin Bayreuther with him right now.
Yeah.
Like Gavin can definitely take up more the defensive side of things while Adam just goes and runs around.
Yeah, and Gavin's his WAR percentage is 31%. He's not been great.
But I mean, he's serviceable, which we talked about that the last show. Like, you know,
it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to complain about Gavin when he's literally making league min?
Right.
You're paying him league min money and you're getting league min results. You can't be upset at him for that. At the end of the day, that's just the team is constructed.
How he is.
There's not an abundance
of
depth defensively.
Yeah. Let me get to my Kepi and then we'll wrap it. And then we'll just talk more about how the team's been doing recently. Sure. Oh gosh, I've been thinking about this, man, and I want to say, I went back and forth between a few guys, but I'm giving it to Mad Max Domi.
I was heavily considering going with Max. You know, I'm glad that we split it this way because they both deserve it. Max has been just so different. Like he just looks so different from last year.
Well, we'll talk about it, but it's just like, you know, he's been in and out of the lineup, but he has been on fire when he's been in.
Yeah,
he's been a man on a mission.
You worry like when a player like gets injured like that, like we've seen Max get hurt a couple times. That when he comes back, is he going to be able to continue like the play that he was exuding earlier? And the question so far has been yes, which has been the most surprising thing. It's almost like he's never gotten hurt.
Well, it's like, you know, he was 1-for-1 with Josh Anderson, and I mean, knowing
not even they got the third round pick along with it.
Oh, that's right.
They gave us a lot more than they should have.
But like Josh has really been struggling over there along with just everybody else, and it's just like, tough to see that because I still love Josh.
I still like him too, but you know. The guys on the Steve Dangle podcast said it best about Josh Anderson. It's like, he's a 25% guy.
Right.
Where once every 4 games, you look at him and you're just like, God, this dude's unbelievable.
Yeah.
This dude's a beast. He's a battering ram going out there, just hitting everything. He's fast as hell. He can score goals.
He'll go. Yeah.
Like once every 4 games, you're like, I see why they paid this guy $5.5 million average annual salary, and then like the other 3 games, you're just like, this dude he's
nowhere,
invisible.
Yeah,
he's absolutely invisible.
It's
Max
because he's also getting
this season.
Yeah, he's getting.
You notice him on every shift.
Yeah, and absolutely, Max has been it doesn't matter if he's playing second line, third, even fourth.
Yeah,
like just. He goes out there and he does Max things and he causes chaos.
Yeah. And there was so much of last year that he was invisible and he was playing in the bottom 6 because he just
couldn't do it.
Frankly, you didn't really have any other options, and he was healthy, and they tried to get him going and they couldn't. And then this year, like you could just tell from the preseason that this is a totally different. And I almost wonder because he got the surgery, so that ended his season, and then he came back a lot sooner than expected. I gotta wonder if he was hurt for a significant part of last year, because
like
the guy we're seeing
hurt
now
that we just didn't see it, like
just didn't see it, didn't know it, because I struggle to believe that the Max Domi we saw last year and the Max Domi we're seeing right now are the same player.
No, they're absolutely different. But I mean, yeah, Mad Max, dude.
Yeah, well deserved.
No wonder that's his freaking nickname.
Yeah.
He's a firecracker, that one, just like his dad.
Yeah. And frankly, like that's the kind of player that we need, right?
Right. I was debating on giving it to Gus just because Gus, like the goose got loose.
Goose.
The goose.
Yes.
But yeah, that's Kepi Keeper, y'all. First one in a little while. And like I said, we missed 5 games. We missed a loss to VGK, beat the shit out of Buffalo while you were there.
Word, baby.
Shut out Winnipeg in Dubois' freaking revenge game, first game back in nation.
And we could talk about how hilarious that was.
He was just like, everybody was invisible, and Elvis just stood on his head. Winning against Vancouver like they should, and I mean,
yeah, beating a bad team.
Yeah, and it's funny. I told you I had the perfect title for this episode.
Word. Did you forget it?
No.
Oh.
You know how we say this is a Blue Jackets podcast, but we talk more about the Canucks and the Coyotes?
Yeah.
This is called Canucks Podcast.
Why?
Straight up
about the Canucks.
Yeah. We're gonna deep dive into the Canucks.
Great.
And then the loss again.
Here, let me
switch up the hat.
Yeah. I got you guys.
And then they lost against St. Louis, and they play against Nashville tonight. But I think overall, even without Patty, like you don't, one waffle does not a sandwich make. I'm gonna keep using that.
Mm-hmm.
One sniper does not a team make.
Yeah.
One superstar does
one
not.
bread, one body. One Lord of all.
But yeah, Patty's been gone, and he's still going to be out a few weeks, and he probably is going to need some more time, just personally.
Crazy about this team. Patrik freaking Laine is not in the lineup,
and apparently Zach got hurt too.
I didn't even really notice.
Right, exactly.
Because they're just rolling along.
Yeah, they're doing just fine.
It's that next man up mentality of just that sucks. Rest up, heal up, do what you got to do. We're gonna keep going.
That's how they've been ever since they lose key guys. Like they love,
Yeah.
We talk about the Jeff Carter trade a lot. We talk about the Nash trade. We talk about losing Bob and Brett and Matt.
Yeah.
All that. And it's just like the next season after all those losses happen.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. And that was a team that was not expected to make the playoffs already.
Right.
And then they lost all the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Nathan Gerby was playing top 6 minutes at several different points.
And he was crushed Claude Giroux and fought a guy twice his size.
Yeah. And they were winning games. And it was like, what the hell is this?
I keep forgetting that Nathan's still out too. Like he's out for for a big wrist surgery or something, ribs, wrist, something. But Nathan's out, and apparently no Z tonight.
Yeah,
I was reading.
God, I can't wait to look at those defensive pairs.
A tweet from Svoboda from yesterday at practice. Might see some big line changes based on practice here in Nashville. Oliver, Boone, Jake on the top line.
Oliver, Boone, Jake. Okay, I like that. I like
second line of Nyquist, Sillinger, Texier.
Ooh,
Tex coming back into the top 6. I kind of like that.
That's interesting. I kind of like. I'm interested to see Tex and Cole together, and I like Goose on that line.
Yeah, for sure. Max, Jack. How good has Jack been, by the way? Oh my God.
It took him a little bit, man, but I mean, he scored that tying game, the goal that tied it at 1 in Buffalo, and my buddy John was with me at the game. He looked at me. He's like, when they like read like the announcement, he's like, that was his first goal of the season. I was like, yeah, he's struggled a bit, and he was like, he's gonna get another one this game. He's like, that's that backbreak. He's like, that's that goal that opens the floodgates. He's like, he's gonna get another one this game. And then he scored later that period. This is how hockey players are, man.
Good to see the local kid finally getting started too. And skating on his right is Yegor.
Yeah, I like that line together, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I'm like, I like these line combinations.
Yeah.
But I'm also sitting here like, but I want Max to play more minutes. He should be in the top 6.
Right. And then fourth line is Robinson, Corrali, Danforth.
Interesting. So Danforth draws in for the lineup tonight.
Yeah, Hoffy's switching. Yeah.
Okay.
Defense. Werenski, Adam. That was practice. That was practice yesterday. There's no word on anything yet as far as like the actual lineup. Other than there was, I'm going to finish reading this. And then there was that tweet from Hedger that I posted earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Let me actually find it and pull it up. Okay. To finish this Svoboda tweet. So top pair, Werenski, Bookfist, Gavrikov, and Jake.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think we've really seen them too much together.
No, it's only been like maybe a couple of games with Biener and Gavy together. And then Pete goes down to the third pair with Bayreuther.
Okay.
And the extras are Scott and Gabe.
I will say, I believe they had Gavin and Pete together when the game was in Buffalo, and that defensive pairing got absolutely caved in. So I really hope that they don't keep them together. I think Andrew's got potential. There's things he needs to work on in his game, but as of right now, he can tread water with a good defenseman if he was paired with a Z or Gav, but
Vlad
pairing him with I call him Gav.
Fair.
But
because you saying Gav, there's Gav and Bayreuther, and I'm like, that confuses the hell out of me.
I didn't even think about that. But put him with Vlad, like he'll do fine. But
and like we said, the third pair's the third pair, so it's just like you got to find what works though.
And I almost wouldn't even mind seeing them maybe try out for a couple games, put Bean and Peak on the third pair.
That would be interesting. I have it like Scott needs reps, I think, still at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna put Scott in the lineup, you're gonna put him on a third pair. So
but still, like he needs his reps. Gabe needs time still. Like
is he healthy good and available?
He's fine, I think. Because if he's healthy, I don't think there's any reason for how he's played so far that he should. Oh yeah, for him to not be in.
Because if you have Gabriel Carlson available, I wouldn't mind them trying out putting Bean with Peak, put Gabe and Vlad together, and then try Werenski and Boqvist.
Yeah. Get a nice rover top pair back, and like second pair. You want your second pair to be like you want one of each, right?
Yeah, you want to get some offense.
Yeah,
and
Gabe can do that.
That's why. Yeah, I think it's part of why Vlad has been such a damn good second pair defenseman because.
Well,
he's honestly a guy who probably could play first pair minutes, but like he's perfect on the second pair.
How many times have I compared him to Jake Muzzin? since
A
we
lot,
started this
and
show.
I don't think it's ridiculous. I
No?
don't. I think it's a fair comparison. Um, just, guess what?
Mm.
His player card's pretty good.
Is Jay Fresh card?
Is it? Yeah, he's 86%. Like,
Oh, is this Vlad?
I'm seeing a
Or is
lot
this-
of I'm
is
seeing
this
a lot
Vlad?
of blue.
Okay.
He's only 3% lower. Muzzin's 89%. Gavrikov is
86.
it's 86. So
Math.
and he's actually Gavrikov's higher ranking in even strength defense.
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah, he's the more defensive minded between
Yeah,
the
he's
two
more
players.
defensive minded. Muzzin gets a little bit more credit in the player card because he's got higher
Offense?
finishing.
Yeah, and finishing.
Higher offense at even strength, higher finishing. Primary assist per 60. He's unbelievably
I
great.
mean,
Jake Muzzin's
Muzz,
so good.
yeah, like I love Muzz, you know that. And I mean, I have him and Justin on my fantasy team, and Justin's not doing shit for me recently.
Right.
But
Yeah, I think we're seeing from him, he's more so just a guy who's treading water than actually putting much in. You know what I mean?
Hall?
Hall, yeah.
Fair enough, but this isn't a Leafs podcast. We got to save that for the actual big network that does that.
We will, yeah, come on. This is Jake's Jackets. This is not a Leafs
This
podcast.
is a
We're here to talk about the
tiny
Canucks.
independent production right now. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm hoping we grow this thing. Like, please share us around as much as possible.
Yeah.
But like right now
We're here.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about the Leafs. We're here to talk about the Canucks and Coyotes. Okay. Get it
on a
right.
Blue Jackets podcast.
Yes.
Tweet from Brian Hedger. Here we go.
Here,
Elvis
right.
starts. So we got
Reasonable.
Elvis and net. Danforth for Hoffman. Lines determined in pregame according to Brad.
Okay.
So we won't know until right before game time.
All right.
I love this. Again, the subterfuge effort is strong with this one. Tried to get him to explain why significant changes might be necessary, but he didn't take the bait on that one either. I think that's something he's learned from old Johnny Boy.
No.
To just not say anything.
The king of not saying anything.
God. I know it's funny because like you watch Lars in his interviews and he just sounds like a good old country boy. You know?
Right.
He's honest about everything. But then he just doesn't say stuff, and it's like, I thought you were supposed to be more open than John Brad. You know?
Right.
But yeah, Max got activated off COVID protocols a couple of games ago, and he's been a pistol.
Yeah.
Since then, which is awesome. You want to do standings watch? Or do you want to just
sure.
Let's do the deep dive on the Coyotes, on the Canucks right now.
Yeah, I know. They're hard.
Because I think I have
they're
this
hard
in a
to
good
keep
order.
straight. We confuse them because, they're both
C
Oliver
names
Ekman Larson teams.
Oliver
They're
Ekman
both dog
Larson.
shit.
Yeah. Connor Garland teams.
Connor Garland teams. Louis Erickson teams.
Antoine Roussel teams. Jay Beagle teams.
Jay Beagle teams.
Oh my God. Oh, look. Old Columbus guy Cole Sherwood's going to Nashville. I just got that announced.
Really?
Nashville gets Cole Sherwood from Ottawa in exchange for future considerations.
Interesting. I was not aware that he was with Ottawa.
I didn't know that either. I thought he was in Colorado, but I guess that's his brother.
Yeah, it is.
Is that Kiefer? Okay. Anyway, the Canucks are fucking miserable, and I hate this.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Like,
I hate this.
Yeah.
I want to see them do well.
Yeah.
I want it for Petey's sake. I want it for Quinn's sake. I want it for Brock's sake, for Bo's sake. Fucking did you hear JT in practice?
They sound miserable. These guys sound like they are just not enjoying playing hockey right now.
No, like JT in practice, like last week was like screaming at the top of his lungs.
Oh
We don't know what
he's
we're
like,
doing.
we don't know what. Yeah, God, it's just this is a situation where
at least Thatcher looks good, but like, goddamn,
Thatcher doesn't even look good.
Thatcher looks fine. But
you ready for the nerd?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, his analytics are not very good. Let me go to his.
Well, nobody's analytics look good right now on that team.
Right, but it was like I think it was, what was it, goals saved above expected. He was near the bottom of the list. I think he's improved over the last couple of games, but he was
because they just lost
the bottom
1-goal
10.
game to Boston.
He was in the bottom 10 as of last week.
Oh.
And so is another guy who I want to talk about later, but we're going to stick with the Canucks for now. But regardless, it's nothing against Thatcher.
No,
Thatcher's a good goaltender. Petey's a good player. They're both struggling right now.
And so is
players
Quinn.
have off seasons sometimes. Quinn
can't find a fit. Quinn can't find a righty for him. Like, what the hell's going on?
You know who the best defenseman on the Canucks might be this season?
Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
It might be Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
I know. If he actually looks good.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the season that this is where the Canucks would be right now, I would have been like, okay,
you're crazy.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson must be just
unreal,
horrible. He must be as horrible as you could ever imagine.
And he's been unreal.
How can you? I wouldn't say unreal. He's been average,
maybe not.
But average.
Okay, for expectations,
compared to the last 3 seasons he's had, he's been unreal. But
and then it's like, what else do they got? They got like Tyler Myers is actually doing things.
He's the player. Tucker Pullman is not.
Tucker's doing things. What?
He's not nearly as bad as I thought he'd be.
No. But it's like they're doing things, but there's nothing. Like Travis Green, they just need a whole clean house. Get rid of Travis. Get rid of fucking Jim, because Jim's not doing shit. Did you see that presser?
Yeah, that is the guy who does not like talking to the media.
That was the most depressing, like, word soup thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because he talked. Okay, so he had a meeting with Francesco Aquilini recently.
Yeah.
And then, like, later that afternoon, he had that press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, what the fuck did they talk about?
I gotta be honest with you.
Like, was there an ultimatum given? Like, I wanted to.
I think a lot more of this is on the Aquilinis than we think.
Well, yeah.
And it's not to absolve Jim of being a bad GM.
No.
He still makes the moves.
Yeah.
But how can you put up with this as long as they have? It seems like they're content to continue giving it a go. I genuinely, we've talked about this on this podcast before. There's nothing worse than to be bad on accident.
When you're supposed to be good.
Yeah. And the Canucks have been frequently bad on accident.
Oh,
I don't think we didn't anticipate the Canucks were going to be a playoff team this year.
No, but we didn't expect them.
We did not expect this.
We didn't expect them to be competing with the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Like,
no, we didn't expect that at all.
We didn't expect that out of Montreal after they made their final run.
Yeah, and I don't know if you want to talk about them today, but that's
get to them.
That's another can of worms.
Yeah,
God,
we'll get
there's
to
so
them.
much to talk about. But
God,
honestly, Jake, I feel bad for the listeners right now who want to hear a deep dive analysis. I don't know what the hell to tell you.
There's
I don't know what
nothing to deep dive into because there's nothing that they're giving us, and yet it's like what? It's nothing but complaining.
Did you listen to the episode where Shannon went on, the hockey guy, when he went on to
The
talk about
one
the
that
Canucks?
just happened? No.
Yes, it was hilarious because
Oh, of course, because
Adam,
Shannon's hilarious.
he is. Adam straight up asked him. He's like, okay, he's like, I know there's a lot. He said, but like, what is the main reason? Like, why are the Canucks so bad? What are the main problems with this team?
Right.
And all Shannon said was, yes.
That's such Shannon.
It's hilarious, but at the same time, it's true. Like, it's not a question
But
of why are the
yeah.
Canucks bad. It's what is there positive to look on this team?
Yeah, how do you take anything positive out of what's been going on over the last at least 5 to 10 games?
I don't know how you fix it.
I don't know either.
Ownership seems completely okay with this because they're making money regardless.
Well, yeah, and it's like, okay,
the GM is clearly not the answer.
the
But
coach
I don't know
isn't
who you
like,
want to replace him with. The coach isn't the answer.
no.
Your bottom six sucks.
Your top six just can't get anything going.
Yeah.
As hard as they're trying.
I think you've got the guy in that Thatcher Demko, but he's also struggling.
Halak's been looking better.
He's been fine. He's been as advertised. You paid him what, $1.5 million to be a backup. He's giving you that production.
Pretty much.
And the problem is the guys that you are paying the big money to are not getting it done. And
it's like
frankly,
what we said
on top of that,
it's like what we said with Josh. They're invisible.
And there's other guys on that roster who are making money that frankly they never deserve to be making in the first place.
Right.
Now, Tucker Pullman hasn't been nearly as bad as I thought he would be. He's still not $2.5 million player.
No, he's not
over the next 4 years.
He's still not playing what he's being paid.
Yeah, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson has been fine. He's been fine, and there's nothing wrong with fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something wrong with fine when
it's Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Well over $7 million for the next 6 years.
Yeah,
and
just the name recognition alone, like this guy was, captain of the Coyotes. He was supposed to be the heir to Shane Doan.
It's unbelievable when you look at the course of his career, because he was one of the best defensemen in the NHL, analytics wise,
Norris
for his entire career. And then he signs that extension. I don't know what happened. The second he signed that extension and it finally kicked in, he went to being one of the worst players in the National Hockey League analytics wise. And he's been better this year. Like I said, he's been fine. And that's all good and great. He's not nearly as bad as you thought he would be, but he's still not living up to what his contract is, what you hope from Oliver Ekman-Larsson. So that contract's still not movable.
Okay. You want a bright spot?
Connor Garland.
Yeah.
Has been your absolute bright spot.
And he wasn't even the guy in the deal. Like, that was OEL. And I mean, he was the salary dump.
I don't know. I disagree. I felt like OEL was the salary dump. I feel like in that deal, they were getting Connor Garland with the hopes of extending him, having him be the main piece of the deal, while also taking on OEL. And, they're retaining some of the salary in hopes that new start. Fresh new start. Fresh coming here, new place. Maybe you kick it back into high gear. Maybe you're back to form.
Yeah, there are other guys
like OEL with that contract was more of the cap dump than anything. But,
fair enough.
But even as a cap dump, they were still with the expectations that he was going to be a core part of the lineup.
That he was going to, yes.
I just don't know how you fixed it, man. I just don't.
I don't know either, because it's like Jack Rathbone's not the answer.
God, no. I mean, they were hoping that he was going to be. It was this conversation of like,
Yalevy's gone.
You traded Yalevy because you thought.
Are you bringing Jet up? Like, is Woo coming in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Woo's ready. I don't know what you do. I don't know. They're trying it out with Kyle Burrows. He is super not it.
Tyler's only good for his size.
Do you know what the crazy part about this is?
What's that?
The main reason I say it's hard, like things look bleak and it's hard, I don't know how you fix it, is because there's so many bad teams in the league. Like you look at the Coyotes.
You're
just like
okay.
It's not like
teams that are trying to be bad.
They're trying to be bad. They're going to have so many damn picks down the line that those are going to turn into. That's how they're rebuilding it.
Yes.
I look at Buffalo. Buffalo, man, like
they're doing it.
They just traded away Jack Eichel. Like they look at trade away, but they like Alex Tuck. And they've got, Dylan Cousins, Casey Middlestat. They just got Peyton Krebs. And then on the defensive side, they're hoping that Rasmus Dahlin can start to improve and
fix
maybe
himself.
become a top 4 D-man. But the main hope is
Henry,
Ryan Johnston
Owen
at Minnesota, Owen Power at Michigan, Henry Harri. They're hoping that he can continue to develop his game. They also like Jack Quinn. JJ Paterka, and then in net they've got 3 guys. They just need one of these 3 guys.
Well, you said that last show, yeah.
Devin Levi, Eric Portillo. So there's
Eric Portillo and UPL, yeah.
I'm looking at the Canucks. I'm looking at their prospect pool.
What do they have?
This is one of the most depleted pools I think I've ever seen.
Literally, the only guy that I'm looking at with interest is Mikey.
Mikey's interesting, but it's like, what is Mikey gonna do? What's stature? It's your goaltending isn't your issue.
No.
So what's Mikey gonna do? Put on pads? Lace up the skates. Put on his shin pads. Go out there and play third pair defensive minutes? No.
What's he gonna do? Is he gonna go out there and pull a Patrick Law on Wayne Gretzky?
No, there's nothing he can do about it. Your best defensive prospect is definitely Jet Wu at this point in time. Yeah. And I like Jet Wu, but what is Jet Wu? Probably
other than just a fun name to say.
If he develops the way I think he will, I think he's a second pair defenseman. That's nice. You like second pair defenseman. That doesn't change the course of your franchise, though.
Put him with Oliver.
You have no depth. I found a stat earlier. I found something on Jay Fresh's page earlier that I want to bring up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die at this.
Yeah.
But continue forward wise, you lost Cole Lind to Seattle in the expansion draft.
Was that Lind?
You lost Gadjevich in I think through waivers to San Jose.
Gadjevich did leave. Yeah. Vertanen's in the K, but who cares about him anymore?
Vertanen's also a piece of shit. He also sucks at it. But anyway,
God,
because that's the other thing I want to bring up, because the one thing we say about Jim is, well, at least he's good at
Tanner
drafting.
Pearson's looked okay.
He's all right. He's a middle. He's a third line guy.
2-3. He looks fine with Bo.
Yeah, he can hold his own on the second pair, but he's more of a third pair guy.
You know who I'm forgetting?
He's not. Who?
Niels. Hog. Dude.
Hoglander and Podkolzin, they're studs, but
But it's
the problem I have is we're looking at these young guys and we're talking about them. And they are young guys to be excited about because they will get better over time.
Well,
My problem is they're guys who are already on the roster. My thing is I'm a Canucks fan. There's nobody I look at who's not currently on this roster that I can be excited about. I can't wait for this player to come up because they're really going to.
Yeah.
Those guys are already there.
You can develop guys in the NHL. I understand that.
Yes. But you're already seeing them on the roster. Is this is your team. This is your team. You constructed this team.
Yeah.
The only way to fix it is just completely tear it down.
Oh, God.
And start over.
But
and starting over that means that you're going to deal Miller. You're probably going to build around PD and Niels and Podkolzin and Quinn. But what does that mean for the future? You do legitimate. If you're going to tear this down, you do legitimately need to question what is the future of Bo Horvat and Brock Besser.
Oh God, because I know
that's
Brock,
an uncomfortable conversation, but that's a conversation
Brock's
that needs
already
to be had.
been on the in the rumor mill.
Yeah,
and I haven't heard shit about Bo being in the rumor mill.
But legitimately, like if you're trying to rebuild this thing from the ground up, man, you need to legitimately ask what the future of those two players are.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're not signed long term.
No.
They're not franchise altering talents like I think Pettersson is.
Or Quinn, maybe.
Quinn, I think, is really, I don't think he's franchise altering, but
he's not
really good. But
he's elite, but he's not like franchise.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. Like I think when healthy, because I don't think Pettersson's 100% right now. I think when healthy,
I think
what we've seen in the early part of his career, Pettersson is a franchise-altering talent. No, he's not near the top like an Austin Matthews or anything like that, but he's still really, really.
Well,
he's like a Jack Eichel.
He was taken what, like 5th, 7th, something like that, 5th.
5th, I believe.
Yeah, because Quinn was 7.
And we talk about like Jim is like, oh, well, the one thing that he's been good at is drafting, and it's
he's a great scout. Is he really?
But like, I don't know. Brock was a good pick.
Yeah.
Pettersson was a good pick. Hughes was a good pick.
They're all good picks.
For those,
it's just how do you?
But for those, you also had Jake Fortan.
Yeah.
You also had Ole Levy.
That one I feel sad about just because it's like, man.
One pick after was Matthew Tkachuk.
God.
3 picks after Jake Fortan. Do you know who was also rumored to go to the Canucks at that time?
Oh God.
Nikolai Ehlers.
What? No. Oh. Wow.
Now, like every GM's going to whiff in the draft, but like we give him so much credit for that. Like I'm just saying, like and I don't expect every GM to be perfect.
No.
But if you're going to be this bad at free agency and trading, you better be damn perfect with drafting.
And he just he's good, but he's been good and borderline great on certain guys.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like you said, you need to be near perfect, and he hasn't been.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's clearly not I don't think this is all his fault, but he's clearly not the answer. They need to fire Jim Benning. They need to fire Travis Green.
Yeah.
They need a complete and total rehaul. And I'll say this, I think they really missed out on the guy they should have gotten because he just went to Montreal. I think Jeff Gorton was the guy that could have fixed this.
We'll get to Montreal in just a little bit because that's later in the timeline in my notes or whatever. But yeah, the Canucks are miserable. I don't like seeing it.
I don't like seeing it either. I don't want to see them. I don't like seeing them suck. But real quick, what I wanted to mention. Okay. Most shot-heavy defensemen at 5-on-5. So individual share of on-ice shot attempts. So percentage-wise. So you're going to see a lot of offensive defensemen. I'll go up the list. Okay. 10, Cale Makar at 24%. Brent Burns 24% at 9. Matt Dumba 24% at 8. Shane Gostisbehere 24% at 7. Noah Dobson 25% at 6.
Good for Shane, eh?
Yeah, good for Shane. Shane's been good for them. I still
and Brent returning to form. What is that?
Yeah, he's been good this year. Good for him. Yeah. Jacob Trouba at 5.
Ooh, okay.
Shea Theodore. Dougie Hamilton at 3. Dougie Hamilton's at 3, 26%. Oliver Ekman-Larsson at 2 at 27%. Guess who number 1 is?
Somebody I'm not expecting, at all.
And it's not necessarily because of the player. The player's good. It's just because of the team. So this is
the team. Okay. Let me think.
I'll tell you this right now. So Oliver Ekman-Larsson's at 27%.
Give me conference. I'll see
Western.
if Western.
So Oliver Ekman-Larsson's at 2 with 27%. The player at 1 is at 32%.
Whew. I'm gonna guess you said Western Conference.
Yeah.
It's not Seth Jones.
No.
I'm gonna say it's probably not Petro.
No.
I'm gonna guess. Okay, official guess is going to go to Cam Fowler.
Oh, I like that guess. No, he's not. He's not in the top 20 from what I see. But
Aw, I love Cam.
I do like Cam. Do you have any more guesses?
Any more guesses? Western Conference. Fuck. I got it. I'm looking at Eastern Conference teams right now. You said Kale was 10.
Yep.
Oh.
Eric Johnson's at 20. Is at 14 at 24%.
Okay.
Z's at 19.
Z's at 9. Oh, good for Z. Oh shit. Why am I drawing blanks on so many names? Josh Morrissey.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Who is it?
It's Jacob Chikrin.
Whoa, Jakey boy.
So, and then I'm looking at most scoring chance heavy defenseman at 5-on-5. So individual share of on ice expected goals. Number 1, Miro Heiskanen.
Miro, yeah, that makes
15.8.
sense.
Number 2, Dougie Hamilton.
There he is again. Is it Chick or is it Oliver?
Nope.
No, not neither of them.
No. It's Z.
Hey.
Yeah, no, Z's been damn good.
Oh yeah. I mean, we expect that, you know?
Yeah. And then highest quality per 5-on-5 shot attempt for a defenseman. So it's average goals expected value of unblocked shot attempts with a minimum of 200 minutes time on ice played. I just thought that this was interesting. Zach is at 17 at 3.9%.
I'm sorry, I keep with my lips, I'm just really chapped.
Guess who number 1 is here? This one really surprised me, but just in terms of I didn't expect their name to be number 1, but they've had a good season.
What's the stat again?
So it's highest quality per 5-on-5 shot attempt for defensemen. So what it takes is the average expected goals value of an unblocked shot attempt.
Okay. Morgan Riley.
No,
I know Emily
on
loves
the
Morgan
right
Riley.
team. The answer is no, but you're on the right team.
Oh, I'm on the right team. Okay. Is it TJ?
Nope.
It's not TJ. I'm just gonna cycle through the friggin' top 6. Jake.
Nope.
No. Can't be Justin.
Nope.
No. Is it Lily?
Nope.
No, it's not Lily.
No.
So then that's
Travis? It's Travis Dermott.
It's Travis.
Dermott, and he's far ahead. So 2, 3, and 4. It's Dmitry Kulikov, Ryan Murray, Miro Heiskanen. 4.9%.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait.
4.7%.
Wait. Dmitry Kulikov.
The second in the league, yeah.
And then our old pal Ryan Murray.
Yeah. So
what
the numbers I just said: 4.9, 4.8, 4.7%. These numbers are just very all clumped together. Travis Dermott, number 1 at 5.5%.
Oh, Travis, Dermott boy.
Yeah.
I do, we talk about how much we follow the Otters just because of Mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dermy was one of our guys at that time. It was It was Connor, Dylan Strome, Kat, and Travis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was our big core of Otters.
Yeah.
And, I still love those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, just to wrap that, the Canucks, please fix this. God.
Here's the thing: we say fix it. I don't even know how you fix it.
I don't know how either. I mean, we're just two schmucks.
Another interesting thing that I'm seeing right. Okay, most scoring chance heavy forwards at 5-on-5. So individual share of on ice expected goals at 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Who do you think's number 3 in the league?
Dougie.
Nope.
Zach.
No. So this is for forwards.
Oh, this is forwards. Okay. And what was this again?
Most scoring chance heavy forwards. So
Scoring chance heavy.
Individual share of on ice expected goals at 5-on-5.
Leon.
No, you're gonna love this.
Oh no.
No, like you're actually gonna love this.
Is it the most underrated player in the league? Oliver Bergstrand?
It is not actually.
Oh,
I think it's better.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it my dad's favorite, Cole Sillinger?
It is.
It is. Hey.
It is. It's Cole Sillinger.
Attaboy, Cole. Just keep her going, dude.
Yeah. No, he's been outstanding, man.
I mean, like you said, he was the only player out of that whole 2021 draft to still play past his 9 games.
Yeah. He's the only like in because obviously Owen Power never had that opportunity because he went back to Michigan, as did Beniers and Hughes and Craig Johnson. But
all the Michigan kids,
yeah, all the Michigan kids, hilarious. They just all went to the same college,
right?
But no, Mason McTavish from Anaheim was playing with them, and then he got sent back. And there's one more.
Yeah, because he came right back too. Like he's up there because he played against the Leafs.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to think who was the other one. There was another player, yeah, that I thought was playing a decent amount that got sent back. I can't remember who it was. Well, William Eklund got sent back to his
Eklund got
team
back to
in the
Sweden.
S.
Yeah. Eklund's back in Sweden. I don't know. How good have the Wings Rooks been, by the way?
Dude, do you know what the craziest thing about it is? They still don't even have Simon Edvinsson on their team.
Scary.
They're so freaking good.
Let's talk about this now because we're here. So we're we're a quarter of the way through. Some have played 23 to 24. Some haven't even played 20, right? Mm-hmm. Like Columbus is sitting at 9. They played their 20th game tonight.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference, Atlantic. We got Toronto, Florida, Tampa. I mean, as expected, but wow.
Yeah, that really shouldn't surprise anybody.
No.
I mean, those teams are very good. I will say this. I mean, I know a lot of Leafs fans are down on them because, I mean, it's been tough.
Christian.
Results, stuff like that. But there needs to be some encouragement in how they've been playing this season. They're 16-6-1 through 23 games. That's damn good.
And they've been on dude, they just had their best month in franchise history ever. And
God, Jake Campbell, man. I mean, he just
I've
been waiting for his absurd, because it's not like I'm sitting here I'm waiting for his numbers to dip because I think he's a fraud. I don't think he's as good as his number. No, I'm waiting for those numbers just to come down because it's not humanly possible to put those numbers up consistently throughout the course of a season. And he was just like, LOL, yes it is.
I mean, don't you just want to give this guy a hug?
It's like the nicest guy in the league.
Him and Joseph Wool are like the sweetest tandem, like the most wholesome.
I feel like he makes a flashy glove save on somebody and he goes to the forward and is like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show you up there.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm really sorry. I wasn't trying to offend you. This is the nicest guy ever.
Handsome fella too.
Yeah.
But it's the Leafs, I mean, they've just been on a tear. Florida's started on a tear, right?
I mean, they're still unbelievable. I mean, they're getting
still unbelievable. Yeah.
Good. You know what? Good for Bob,
Good for Bob. Oh my God.
Really bounced him back.
You
man.
know, like you all know how much we both love Bob.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been Bob guys since
From the beginning.
from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm so happy to see Bob doing
He's
well.
fifth in the league in goals saved above expected at plus 12.6.
Good.
Only goalies better than him right now are 4, Frederik Andersen, 3, Tristan Jarry, who's been on an absolute tear.
Ugh.
2, Igor Shesterkin.
Igor's been amazing. Yeah.
And then number 1 is Jack Campbell.
I mean, nobody should be surprised about Tampa being Tampa, even with no Cooch and no Braden Point.
Tampa, they're fine.
They're whatever. The Metro. Washington's at number 1 with 33 points. I should mention this. Yeah. 33, 31, 27 for Toronto, Florida, Tampa.
Yeah.
And the point percentages are all weird because it's like 717, then 738, then 675.
Yeah, because they've all played different amounts of games. Like Toronto's played 23, Florida's played 21, Tampa's played 20.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And then here for Metropolitan, at least it's a little closer. Washington's played 22.
22, 20,
Carolina 20. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Washington with 33, Carolina 31, and Rangers at 29. And then
we got to give the Capitals credit because the 2 teams that we liked out of this division the most, I mean, I'm pretty sure we both said Carolina to win the division.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And then we both had the Rangers as a playoff team because we liked what they have done the last couple of seasons, improving. And so far that's been correct. But one of the things we said was we think Washington's going to be a playoff team, but they're going to be more borderline just because they're an older team. They're without Nick Backstrom, and they're on a roll, man. I mean, they're getting
still
goaltending.
Without Nick. That's so hard.
And Ovi's just been.
Ovi has taken over the league. Like, just make Ovechkin commissioner. I don't give a fuck.
That man could do anything he wants. I saw a tweet the other day that was hilarious. It's like the meme of like the people like time traveling and they ask a question to someone to see like what time they're in. And someone like the 2 guys are there, they're like, oh, let's ask someone like, hey, what's been going on in the sports world recently? Ovi's on pace to score 50 goals. And they just turn, he's like, I have no fucking clue what year it is.
Right.
Because it's every year. Like this dude is unbelievable. Like doesn't he just look like he's 26 again? God,
he really does. He looks like he's aged. He's like de-aged a whole decade.
Yeah, man, he's aged
backwards.
Like a fine wine.
Literally the only thing
that's crazy because he's a vodka guy.
Yeah, the only thing that's aged is his hair.
Yeah, I mean, this dude, like his, he looks like he's 50, but like then you look at him on the ice and he's still.
He looks like he's Trevor Zegras.
He does. It's ridiculous. Like the pep in his step, the energy he plays with. The shot's never going away. He's doing it.
Please.
Doing it.
If that shot starts deteriorating, we better be scared.
It's never happened.
Please no.
He's gonna do it, man.
900, please. Just 900 even, and then just be done. Go out and sign autographs.
Nah, 1,000.
Yeah, please. Oh,
play until you're 45, Obi. Get to 1,000.
Play until you're Yager.
Yeah.
Play until past Yager.
I don't think anybody would be upset if he played until he was 46 years old just to ensure that he gets 1,000 goals.
Please, I want to see him play past Yager's age. Like when he's finally.
I mean, he's the greatest goal scorer we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And it's unbelievable, man. These guys are unreal.
Yeah, Carolina's on a tear because they're Carolina.
And they're Carolina, man.
They're missing their entire right side right now.
Yeah, and the one question we had going into the season was like, oh, well, Ned had a good season. You know, you let him go.
What are we going to see out of Freddie and Nancy
in net? And so far, man, I mean, Freddie Andersen has only responded by being the 4th best goaltender in the National Hockey League in terms of goals saved above expected. So I'd say they're doing pretty fine.
Yeah, he's doing just fine. And Anti's been healthy. Antti Ranta's been perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he's been fine. Like he's played his role well, and
Yeah.
they win games with him too. So
And then, like they just have so much depth right now, even though, again, like I said, they're missing their entire right side.
yeah,
Between like no Ethan, no racism.
no, but like legitimately, like I'm good. I'm happy for Ethan Bear, but one of the
Absolutely.
other reasons that the Canes have been so successful is because Tony DeAngelo has been really good for him.
Tony's on a tear. Like,
Yeah, he's been great for them.
like, just forget the off ice stuff. On the ice, this dude can
No, he's
rock and roll.
a really good player. Yeah, he's a really good player. He's a high energy guy, offensive minded defenseman, really good puck moving.
Yeah.
Good shot. Like there's a lot of things well, you know.
A lot of things to like in terms of his play, not a lot of things
Yes.
to like in terms of who he is.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what though? Like, and you know how I feel about him. But we do need we haven't heard a peep.
No,
Haven't heard a peep from this guy all year long. You know,
good.
I'll give him credit for that.
Stay
Like,
quiet, Tony. Just
keep doing. Just put your head down. Keep going about your business.
Pretty much. And
that's all you gotta
then
do.
with the Rangers, it's like, Mika's being Mika, Bread's being Bread. Laugh is a little bit quiet.
Laugh. I gotta be honest with you, man. Like the reason the Rangers rebuild has gone well is because of how they've spent their money.
Yes.
You know, like the patience. Like I patience is absurdly important when it comes to goalies. We saw the Blue Jackets were patient with Elvis. Look at how that's paying off. Islanders with Sorokin. Look at how that's paying off. The Rangers was Shesterkin. They picked him in 2014 as well.
Yeah.
So there's your guy in that. Defensively,
Georgiev is a good tandem guy with him. Like
he's been terrible this year.
Recently, yes, but again,
he's third last in the National Hockey League in goals saved above expected at -8.3. I think.
Quit giving me that nerd shit. Just
and my whole thing is I think he's a change of scenery kind of guy.
Fair enough.
Don't think he's a bad goalie. He's definitely inconsistent.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he has it right now with the Rangers. And if I'm the Rangers, I would definitely look to those are two sides I think need to make.
That's a deadline.
The best of his career. Yeah. Maybe even sooner than that. I mean, you can't really be affording, especially in this division, to be dropping games. And frankly, as far as his play is concerned, he's been kind of a non-option. So,
and then on the back end,
but regardless, I look at like we talk about the back end, and it's like, well, Niels Lundqvist was a late first round pick.
Adam and Keandre are just doing their thing.
Miller was the mid round pick. Adam Fox was they got him in a trade, right? I believe.
I think so.
So like those moves have been great. Now we can say whatever we want about the Jacob Trouba trade, but he's been fine.
He's been all right.
The contract's not great. The trade wasn't great, but he's still in the top 4. He's still a good player.
Yes.
My thing is they've done a really good job rebuilding this, except with the first and second overall pick. Isn't that kind of funny? Like
yeah.
And it's not to say that Lafreniere or Kakko can't find it.
Well, Kakko is finding it. Like
it's taking time for both of these guys.
Yeah.
It took him a while this season. It took him a while to get going.
But he's getting going.
Continues. Hopefully that continues. I hope it does. I want
same thing with Laugh. Like
success.
He took a while his rookie year, and he's taking a while right now. But like once he gets going, he's gonna get going.
Yeah, and that's the hope. It's just I find it incredibly interesting usually when you think like, a team gets the number 1 overall pick and a team gets the number 2 overall pick, and they're starting to win games now that you normally expect it to be like, these two guys are gonna be
like a really steady
guys. And they just haven't been so far. I think that's a testament though to how good the Rangers have been in the front office.
I also think
despite firing Jeff Gorton, making those moves to even though these guys haven't been what you expected so far, they're still having success because of the other moves that they've made.
I think that's also a testament to like just how draft class evaluation can be finicky sometimes.
Yeah definitely.
Like the Kakko draft. and the laugh draft, like you couldn't scout for the laugh draft very much.
Yeah.
And
But
then
then you
for
also
the Kako
look at,
draft
like,
is like just wasn't that strong to begin with, I guess.
right. But I also think, like, and it's to that point though, like on the flip side of that, like you look at the 2018 and 19 drafts and you're just like, if you had to do a redraft today, Keandre Miller's not going 22. Neil
No.
Lundqvist is not going 28.
No.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's to me. I'm wishing Chris Drury
You're
all the luck
wishing?
in the world to continuing like his career as the general manager of the New York Rangers, but it still boggles my mind that they let Jeff Gorton go like that.
Well wishes to Drury.
Yeah.
As for the wild cards, Pittsburgh swapped with Columbus just over the last game. 25 points to Columbus's 24.
But there's 3 games at hand for the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, and oh my God, this is tight because it's like Detroit has 23 below the line. Boston and New Jersey both have 22, and Philly's got 20.
So it's Philly's got 20 points in 20 games. Detroit has 23 points, but they have that in 22 games. So the 2 teams that are truly competing right now are Boston and New Jersey.
Yeah.
New Jersey with 22 and 19, Boston with 22 and 18. So theoretically, Boston could win their next game. They'd have an identical record to the Blue Jackets.
I will say the goal differential is nice to look at, with Columbus being a +8 and Pittsburgh only being a +2.
Yeah. And if we're looking at Columbus' schedule coming up, it's not
Nashville tonight,
not particularly easy. Nashville tonight, Dallas, and then you got to go Washington. San Jose hasn't been nearly as bad as I thought they'd be. They've actually been pretty decent. Then Toronto in Toronto, and then the Ducks have been pretty good.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
And then you got the brutal road trip.
Yeah.
Where, sure, Seattle and Vancouver dog ship, that's still a tough trip you got to make, and then after that you got Edmonton and Calgary.
Isn't that funny how Seattle's not doing so well to start, and it's like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to be, Vegas.
Yeah, they're showing them up. They're showing they're showing Vegas how expansion is done.
Yeah. Okay, couple quick shout outs to Western Conference teams before we move on to the next thing. Oh my God, Calgary's goal differential is a +29.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Isn't it hilarious to this team, man? Every time we expect something from the Calgary Flames, they disappoint us.
Yeah.
And every time we are down on the Calgary Flames the way we were this year,
skyrocket right back up.
They're world beaters. They're just unbelievable.
It's the craziest thing.
It's hilarious, but I mean, God, that's a good team right
how
there.
It is. Yeah.
Jacob, and a lot of that goes to how good Jacob Markstrom.
So much credit to Jake Markstrom. Oh my God.
Dan Vladar's been very good too as a backup.
I mean, it's funny because like they signed him and we were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, because it was a move where it very much felt like Boston was like, "Hey, look, we're bringing in Allmark. We have Swayman.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, Tuukka's going to come back.
Yeah, Tuukka's going to be back.
There's no spot for you.
Yeah,
we're going to give you this change of scenery deal. We're going to send you to Calgary, and God, I mean, it's been a good fit.
It works.
Good for him, man.
It works.
I mean, sometimes we saw this. This is why Vegas was so successful in the first year. Sometimes all you need is a shot, and Vegas was just a team of just giving guys who just needed a shot.
Pretty much. Yeah, and Matt Tkachuk's being Matt Tkachuk. Johnny's back to being Johnny. Elias is being Elias.
Do you want to talk about another Tkachuk?
We'll get to him in just a second. We'll get to him in a minute. And then the other Western Conference shout out I wanted to do was Karel Vejmelka, first career shutout last night.
Not just any kind of shutout either.
It was like 40+ saves.
Just a casual 46 save shutout against the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh,
who only have, Mark Scheifele and Blake Wheeler and Kyle Connor and Nick Ehlers.
And Pierre-Luc Dubois and Nick Ehlers.
Pierre-Luc Dubois, Andrew Kopp's pretty damn good.
Adam Lowry's pretty good.
Yeah, you got Neil Pionk,
Neil Pionk and Josh Morrissey.
Josh Morrissey.
Yeah, just kind of, and then you're facing Connor Hellebuck on the other end,
Who only allowed 1 goal. Yeah, no, have fun.
But yeah, congrats to Veggie, man. Like, that's really cool. I still can't believe Veggie's his nickname. That's hilarious.
Dude, with that, like the last 2 performances he has, his goals saved above expected has just skyrocketed into the positives.
Yeah. And then Islanders, quick little quip on them. They have 2 games postponed due to 8 players in the COVID list.
Yeah. They're also kind of bad.
It's been really bad. It's been really tough.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
They are 0-4-0 at their new arena so far.
Yeah, but all I've been hearing from Islanders fans is they just have to get back home.
Right. I remember, I think it was the game they played against Toronto when obviously they were doing nothing but booing Johnny T. And he was just bullying them with the puck battles. And you can hear, like, during Austin being mic'd up, you can kind of hear John. And the way he chirps is just like, you want the puck? Oh, I bet you do. It's so funny. It's just him. Like,
this is like the most John Tavares thing I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, no, all the Islanders needed to do was just get back home so they could get back on track to scoring 2 goals in 4 games.
And having Zdeno Chara be literally just a pylon.
Yeah.
Welcome home, Z.
Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah. And then, like, yeah, so they won't play again until, I want to say, Thursday.
That's a shame, man. I'm sure Islanders fans are upset about that.
Another quick sad thing, rest in peace to Patrik Laine's father.
Yeah.
He's probably going to need some extra time after he's done healing to just deal with that.
Yeah.
So let him take his time, not just with the injury, but with this as well.
The players have been there for them, which is really great to see.
It's huge.
He's got a good support system.
Speaking
I'm happy that he's got good teammates, man. I am.
Absolutely.
But very, very sad.
Tragic.
You never want to lose your father.
No. Dude, my dad is all, like, I'm all he's got.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's just best wishes, Patty, on both fronts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't wait to see you back, bud. But take all the time you need.
Absolutely.
There's a quick update on Evander Kane. He's going to the A because they put him on waivers.
Why? What happened?
Things happen. We all know what those things are. Yeah, just. And apparently Doug is willing to retain half salary in a trade for him. Like, why?
This is one of those situations where if you're the league, I'm just going in and I'm just like, can I retain like all the salary? I just can get this guy the hell off my team.
Pretty much.
I'm honestly surprised that he would be willing to go as far as to retain half the salary, considering that would imply that there is at least some of a market for him, where I would hope that there's not.
With all the off-ice stuff, no.
And B, I almost wonder, wouldn't it make more sense, considering all the off-ice stuff, to do a contract termination?
A mutual termination, yeah.
Even if it's not mutual, couldn't you be able to cite the legal issues as cause to why you would be terminating his contract?
You would think, but I don't know.
Because it's already bad enough that he has like the legal issues, but more honestly, they could definitely cite the fake COVID vaccine card.
Yeah, that absolutely. The COVID thing, the domestic thing, the gambling
that's
stuff.
That's a league as well as a team violation.
Yeah, exactly. That's a violation on all fronts.
So yeah, God, I now neither of us are lawyers. I don't know legal speak, any of that shit, but
no.
I'd have to imagine there's got to be some way they'd be able to come to some sort of contract termination, citing something, right?
I hope so, because I just want this guy gone.
Yeah, because if you can't, then there is far too much legal jargon that's protecting
Well, it's funny
guys
because
who do the shit that he does.
it's funny because he's not even changing buildings because the Barracuda play in the same place.
Now, is he actually going to play for them?
I would hope not.
Because I would imagine that it's up to him to report, but I don't know if this is a situation where he's actually going to be playing games for them.
Like what happened with Ronaldo?
Yes.
Because remember, like when we started this year, Ronaldo didn't report because of his whole vax thing, and it was just like a whatever. So it could be a similar thing with Evander, but I don't know.
But also part of me wonders if this guy doesn't even report, could that be that's usually one of the first steps to a contract termination.
Right.
So that's something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. We'll probably have another update within the next week.
Yeah, probably.
I would hope.
There's always something coming out about him.
How ugly are these Devils third jerseys?
I will say this. One,
can I say
they're
this?
absurdly ugly, but
they
gave us one of the funniest things ever, which is the hat that just says hat.
I know. I want one from the SDPN shop because they did it first, and then the Devils did it, and we all just tagged them like SDPN did it better.
Yeah.
Did you see PK's
support the brand?
Did you see PK's shoes?
No,
he came out with tennis shoes that look like it, and I'm just like, all that's missing is just the shoe label on it. Just yeah. Apparently, Marty Brodeur helped design this, and I'm like,
dude,
why this?
I don't know. Lacks creativity. Do you know what bothers me the most about the jersey? Is that you look at the jersey and you're like, there's potential there.
There is.
Like I look at it and I'm like, the idea of a Black Devils jersey is pretty sick.
Well, we've been asking for it forever.
And I don't mind necessarily the design, but going all white stripes.
Because it looks like the Blackhawks old Winter Classic one, right? Or the Canadian one.
Yeah, this I think is from 2018.
I think it was a stadium one, yeah.
God,
and then why just a script jersey? Why not put the actual Devils? Why not put the logo on it like we all want them to?
Yeah.
It's funny because the other thing, my shirt says sarcasm, just one of my many talents.
You'd think that they'd be able to do something interesting with the logo too, with that kind of color scheme, change up the logo a little bit.
Put a red trim with the black NJ on it.
Yeah. There's so many different things they could have done with the jersey. I just
could have turned it into what Dallas did with the blackout jerseys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
I don't know. They whiffed on it, man. They had a good opportunity to do something really cool with it. They definitely whiffed on it.
That was a big whiff. Quick little thing on Ovi, just really, really quick. He's gonna set the power play goal record too. Whoa!
And it's the funniest thing because it's a picture of it's the most threatening position, the most threatening stance in all sports, and it's literally just Ovi just
standing there.
It's not even him winding up. It's literally just him standing in his office, but he's literally just standing still.
Yeah.
He literally just doesn't have. He's got no motion, got nothing to it. But with the second the puck is in his direction, he's gonna wind up and he's going to just bomb it home.
Absolutely.
It's the laziest stance ever. And it's so hilarious when he does it, but then when the puck goes anywhere near him, it's feeling in the back of the net.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's he's already on pace to break Gretzky's record, or at least he's more than likely going to.
He's going to do it.
He fucking better.
He will.
But then he's gonna break the power play goal record too. It's what? This guy. We already knew he was the best goal scorer ever, but goddamn.
Yeah.
way to rub salt in the wound there, Alex. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of salt in the wound, Matt Murray went down to the A.
Yeah.
Because he didn't clear waivers. So oof.
Well, he did.
Or yeah, he did. Dude, my brain.
No, I get it. But yeah, so that becomes an interesting one too, because it's not a situation where the player's doing anything necessarily wrong. He's not a bad guy or anything like that. But I wonder if there's any potential that those two come to a mutual contract termination just for the sake of fresh opportunity elsewhere.
Yes.
He doesn't have
clearly it did not work.
It's clear it's not there. I mean, God, I just refuse to believe that this guy can't get it back. I think
Gustafsson looks great.
I think he needs to go somewhere, maybe where the system does help him, maybe where he is going to be protected by a good defense, but he's got to get that confidence back somehow.
Oh yeah,
it never felt like it was going to happen in Ottawa.
No. And I mean, Gustafsson looks all right. Forsberg is getting a shot for a backup spot, and Anton. It's good to see Anton back in the league.
Yeah,
I still remember him in Columbus, and he was fun.
He's
remember
right.
when it was Bob and Anton?
Yeah, I do. I do have a conversation that I want to have that I think a lot of Blue Jackets fans don't want to have. Okay, because this has been a debate in.
Is this like related to Murray? Because that was just a quick thing.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Because it's goaltending related.
Okay.
We talked earlier at the beginning of the season about how they extended Elvis. He's the guy moving forward.
Yep.
And it's like people taking sides and whatnot. I think they need to move on from Jonas Korpisalo.
I think it is about time. Jonas has been fine. Let him pull his service. Let him play his games until they're able to find somewhere to let him go.
7 games started, a 3-4 record, an .884 save percentage, a .397 goals against. Those are just the pure numbers. And then you're looking at the analytics. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is 7th worst in the National Hockey League in goals saved above expected at -5.8.
God, I'm not a blind defender of Jonas, but as much as I love the guy,
Here's an uncomfortable conversation a lot of fans don't want to have. In 13 games in 2016, a .905 save percentage. In 17 games in 2017, an .897 save percentage. 21 games in 2018, an .897 save percentage. 2020, 31 games, an .894 save percentage. 35 games in 2019, he had a .911 save percentage.
Okay.
And in 30 games in 2015, he had a .920 save percentage. I would suggest that those two are the outliers.
Yeah.
He's got a career save percentage of .904 and a goals against average of .295. At what point do you just determine that that's just kind of what he is?
Yeah. Well, because we always talk about how goalies take a little longer. But I think
take longer, but I mean, what is he, 27?
Something like that. I mean, him and Elvis, I think, are the same age.
He is, yeah. So he's 27 years old, and I believe Elvis is the same age too.
I think they're only like a couple months apart or something.
God. They're only 15 days apart.
Oh, they're only 15 days. That's right. I knew it was something wild like that.
So yeah, so they're very close in age, but I'm looking at Elvis and what he's doing this year, and God, I mean, even his numbers, he comes onto the scene, he struggles out the gate as a rookie, but then Jonas gets hurt, and then he takes over. And in 31 games in 2019, he's got a .923 save percentage.
Right.
Year through 12 games, he's got a .929 save percentage.
How is he not your guy?
God, last year the Blue Jackets were terrible. It was an awful year,
and he had a .923
games. This guy. with as bad as they were last year, was still putting up good numbers. And
Yeah.
in 66 career games now, he's 30, 24, and 13 with a 921 save percentage, 251 goals against average. In 66 games, he has 8 shutouts.
Yeah. Like, wow.
I understand that some people love Giannis because he played well in the playoffs in 2020. I would suggest that was mainly due to the fact that that's probably the best defense the Blue Jackets have ever seen because they were all healthy at the time. You had Z, you had Gavrikov, you had Savard, you had Murray, you had Udovara.
You had guys that actually could play defense.
It was gross. Like your defense was one of the best in the National Hockey League. It was a torch run system. Everybody bought in. Like, it was very defensive minded. It made things a lot easier on Corpy.
Yeah.
And I just, he's got 1 year, like this is the last year of his contract. I think it is. I think he's a change of scene. I think he needs a change of scenery because I don't think he's. I personally don't think he's a starting goalie in the National Hockey League. But if he is, it's never going to be with the Blue Jackets. We
can probably talk about Corpy more like as we go, and there's like actual options that surface. But as of right now,
I'm not saying they need to trade him this second, but they need to at least explore. Potential options.
Yarmo needs to call up a few teams and ask about interest.
Yes.
But I don't know. Oh yeah. You want to talk about this now?
Sure.
Brendan biting Brady.
What a sentence that is.
What the hell happened? What was this? It was like just a weird ass scrum and like because I've seen guys get bitten. I remember what was it like a couple years ago, Thomas Nosek bit PK's finger in a scrum.
Did he really? I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure it was Nosek, yeah, because it was Vegas and Nashville. When PK was still in Nashville.
I gotta look that up.
So I've seen guys get bitten before, but it's like, did you ever read Brady's transcript?
Oh, Pierre Edward Vlasic.
Oh, was it Belmar that did it?
Belmar. I said Vlasic.
Vlasic. Pierre Edward Vlasic and Marc Edward Belmar.
Players there. Anyway, yeah, that's weird. Like, what are these guys doing? Like, it's just don't bite people.
It's like, ew.
It's I can't think of any moment in my life where I've ever thought, like, you know what, the appropriate reaction here is to bite them.
Bite them in the finger, like.
Also, his comments after the game were hilarious.
Oh, dude, did you read his friggin' transcript?
Oh, the transcript of it was unbelievable. Dude, Thank God for.
Listen. There was a thing that was going around yesterday on Twitter and on the SDPN Discord that just made everybody laugh. It was this tweet that said, I couldn't get Morgan Freeman, but I got the next best guy. And it was Gilbert fucking Gottfried on Cameo reading the transcript.
Oh my God.
And it's just like half his face like this because he's, like in his 60s.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it was so funny because every time he would he didn't even try to say Tkachuk. And my favorite is when he's like, Tkachuk. And it's just like, and then right at the end, he's like panning like, And I'm just like losing my shit listening to Gilbert Gottfried read Brady Tkachuk's comments on Brendan Lemieux.
That is amazing.
It's so funny. So good.
So this is per the Ottawa Sun. So this is Bruce Garriock.
Garriock, okay. Yep.
This is the one time I'm going to answer this, Tkachuk said. Is the most gutless thing someone could ever do. This guy, you can ask any one of his teammates. Nobody ever wants to play with him. This guy is a bad guy and a bad teammate. He focuses on himself all the time. This guy's a joke. He shouldn't be in the NHL. This guy's gutless. No other team wants him. He's going to keep begging to be in the NHL, but no other team is going to want him. He's an absolute joke. I can't even wrap my head around it. People don't do this. He's just a bad guy. It's outrageous. Kids don't even do that anymore. Babies do that. 1 second to cut off.
Babies do that.
I don't even know what he was thinking. He's just a complete brickhead. He's got nothing up there. Bad guy, bad player. What a joke he is.
The French translation was really funny too.
That's just absolutely, calling him a brickhead was maybe my favorite part.
Brickhead was the best part. He's just a brickhead. Like listening to Gilbert do that.
I'm so sad. I'm trying to see if I can find the video of him saying it. I can't find it anywhere.
$150 for that cameo, by the way.
That's $150 fucking worth.
Well spent.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's on in Montreal.
Yeah.
Because Bergevin's finally gone.
Finally gone. There's been so much that's been happening in the last couple of months. I think it's about time.
Yeah.
He only had 1 year left on his contract. Better do it now than later.
Yeah.
They had their guy that they wanted to replace him with, Jeff Gorton. I think is the perfect option for them.
So you know what they're doing? You know what I think they're doing? I think they're doing what Columbus does.
Yes, which is, he's going to be at the top the same way that JD is.
He's executive VP right now.
Yes.
And
which
then they're going
him in that role.
Yes. And they're going to bring in a guy who's a francophone as the general manager in order to do the media stuff and make the moves. But the final say is Jeff Gorton.
Will always go through Jeff Gorton. And I think that's the smart way to go about it. Because I mean, look at how Columbus has been doing with it, man. I mean,
JD and Yarmo are like,
and, that's a good duo, right?
Like
there.
you talk about, we talk about our little friend group, and you're not as much in it as I am with Christian and Emily. Like, talk about how Emily and I like share a brain cell, like just as birthday twins, or whatever. But like, that's exactly how Yarmo and JD do it.
Yeah, no, they're on the same page all the time. It feels like they've got a great relationship.
Yeah. So all they really need to do is get the general manager hired. So they need to look at people. And apparently they were looking at like Danny Briere. Danny
Briere is one I heard. I also heard Matthew Darche.
Darche is probably the front runner right now.
Which, it makes sense. He also played for them, so.
Yeah. And then, isn't there also a thing with like Brisebois? I know he's not going anywhere, but like there's a weird clause that he's got where he could go.
I believe so, but Darche is the assistant GM in Tampa right now, isn't he?
I think he is an AGM over there.
So yes. I think that's more so what the connection is, where Brisebois was originally. I think that was what was Brisebois originally was thinking about going to Montreal at one point in his career. Ultimately decided not to. Tampa kept him around. Good decision. And now the guy that's connected to him, Matthew Darche, is assistant GM in Tampa, might leave to go to Montreal and take the job there. And you can't go wrong either way. Danny Briere and Matthew Darche are two guys who both play for the Canadiens. They're both French-speaking guys. Like, it makes sense.
Apparently, Luongo was also, because he's a Montreal guy, like, he was a rumor. Roberto Luongo as a general manager.
No, make it happen right now. Hire him.
Please. Please.
His assistant GM could be Eddie Lack.
No. You know what you do?
Who?
Luongo, Patrik Laine.
God.
Think about it.
Nah, Patrik Laine's got to go behind the bench.
Yeah, he is. And then Carey Price is going to give him the stare down. God, just imagine the parallels.
What a mess. What a mess that front office would be.
Imagine the parallels. Off. The Penguins got sold.
Yeah.
Fenway Sports Group bought the Penguins, and I don't know if
I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah, I was too, because Okay, so Mario is still going to be a part of the ownership group.
Yes.
Which is good. And he's still going to be like the spokesman and all of that.
Yeah, no roles are really changing. It's just terms of like majority ownership stake, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's good to see that Mario is still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main thing that I was worried about, really, was like, but how can Mario leave the Penguins?
I don't think there's any situation. There's no way that there would ever be a sale of the Penguins where Mario Lemieux wasn't still in some capacity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also feel like with the respect, if you're going to have the kind of money to invest into buying a team like the Penguins, you also have the respect for Mario Lemieux to like not let that happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're not going to kick freaking.
And
Mario
it's a good
Lemieux out.
company. I mean, like Fenway owns so many respected teams, barring certain little things like the 2018 Red Sox, but
I don't know what you're referencing. That one wasn't really that bad.
That one wasn't as bad as the Astros.
Yeah, that one.
It was still
nowhere.
just
That one was nowhere near as bad as the Astros one.
But it was still kind of just blah.
It's kind of just a thing that happened. I saw that and I was like, whatever. I don't really care.
Meh. But yeah, good move. You know, they'll get more money in the pockets to do things.
Mm-hmm.
They'll still operate just fine. But interesting. And last thing, a couple of Bruins things. Bruce Cassidy is on COVID protocol that just broke this morning.
Oh, geez. Hope he gets better.
Yeah, same here.
Who's going to be filling in?
Can't remember off the top of my head. Marchand, 3-game suspension for a slew-foot.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of upset with that. And it's just a consistency thing from the league that this guy got a 3-game suspension and for one incident, and we've been waiting for any kind of discipline for Subban's many.
Right. Did you see the thing he had with Panarin where Brad threw the glove at him for like comments?
Yeah,
that part I'm just like, Brad
Panarin.
Brad, learn to shut up.
You know, Brad's going to do everything he can to get under your skin and stuff like that, but there's some lines you just don't cross.
Yeah, and it's just like, Brad, please stop for once. Just learn to toe the line.
Yeah.
And we thought he had learned to toe the line because he was letting his actual, like, you know, hockey do the talking for him.
Yeah, I mean, he still has his moments. This is one of those moments, I think, but it is what it is.
And then the last thing, DeBrusk requested a trade.
And it's been a long time.
I mean, it's not surprising, but it's still just like, came now?
It's one of those. This is like, I think, the number one case in the National Hockey League as of right now. If this guy just needs to change the scenery,
absolutely, I'd love him.
So if I'm,
dude, think about it: DeBrusk and Max on opposite wings.
I wouldn't mind it, but I feel if I'm the Bruins, I want to trade him to probably a Western Conference team.
Probably, yeah.
I would. Maybe I don't know how the two teams would feel about it. Maybe a potential flip to Anaheim, I think, would make sense.
Yeah. For who?
Max Jones, maybe?
I mean, Max is out.
How long is he out?
Well, when he initially got injured, and got the surgery because it was like a knee surgery or something. It was like 4 to 6 months.
So, I mean...
So he's not coming back until around Olympic time.
Yeah, and I think that you honestly might be fine with that, just because they've got so much depth that might be something that helps them in terms of value for the trade. Like,
do you think Hall bumps up to the first line with Patrice and Pasta? Probably, and then maybe Jake skates with Coyle
because they love keeping the perfection line together of Marchand.
But again, Marshy's out.
But so I mean, how long do we? So he's going to be out for 3 games.
Yes.
That's definitely an option. I think definitely
Let's go Paul Patrice and then DeBrusk Coyle.
Or maybe you could just keep that second line together and just say, hey, like, we're going to trade you, but in the next couple of games, we're going to see if we can maybe increase your trade value even just a little bit.
Try you out with Patrice.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea.
No, that's not a bad idea. See how he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
or you could pretend it's 2015, just put Nick Foligno on the first line.
I mean, they did that. Dude, Foligno's been playing top 6 minutes.
But keep him on the first line with Patrice Bergeron.
Please. Oh,
I miss him.
I miss Nick so much. But yeah, Nashville tonight, and probably as this, as the game's going, this podcast is going to get up. And then we got a game on Thursday, a game on Saturday. We're going to try to get the pod up Saturday before the game against Washington.
Perfect.
And we will see you this weekend, everybody. It's good to be back. Jay, don't oversleep this weekend.
Don't worry. I don't have a game that I have to watch because Ohio State lost.
Fair enough. But yeah, see you guys Saturday.
See you, baby.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Gehringer, GARRINGER, and at by J Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.